Hey guys, welcome to my class. Hopefully we will have very informative and very fun class this semester. Let's get started. Let's see what is the objective of this lecture. First, I'm gonna give you a big picture of the course. Then we will go a little bit in details, and then I will talk about my teaching style. Also, I will talk about myself and a little bit about you guys. And at the end, I'm going to talk about the enrollment procedure for those students who are in the waiting list. Before going further, to make sure that all of us are on the same page, I'm going to talk about the computer science hierarchy or the computer science ingredients. Let's see what makes the computer science. So, computer science, like any other science, is based on the math, discrete mathematics. Okay? After that, uh, we have the theory of computation, which is the mathematical model of computing. Okay, so it is right after the math. After that, we have the concepts of the data structures and we have the concepts of the algorithm. After that, we have programming paradigms. Programming paradigms is the way that we approach to solve the problem in computer. After that, we have the programming languages themselves. I mean the Java, Python, C++, whatever. So as you see, up before talking about the programming languages, whatever we had so far was, abstract material. So mathematics is the pure, uh, you know, pure abstract material. And after that, the theory of computation is the same. Data structure is the same. So when I say they are abstract material, it means that they are independent of programming languages. All right. Okay, so what else we have? Above the programming languages, then we will have the frameworks that will be discussed in software engineering courses. Now, let's see what's the big picture of this course. First, we need to know that what is the position of this course in the computer science hierarchy. So, as we explained before, this is the hierarchy of the computer science, and this course is located here. The theory of computation is a mathematical model for computer science, for the computing. Okay, let me explain a little bit more. So, what is the foundation of computer science? Computer science is based on theory of computation. Whatever we do in computer has a theory in mathematics, and and all of them are combined into the theory of the computation. So we can divide the theory of computation into four branches. First is the formal languages, the automata theory, computability theory, and complexity theory. But what are these? The first three from the bottom, I mean these three guys, give us an idea that what can be done by computer, what kind of problems are solvable. And the last one, the complexity, give us an idea that what can be done in practice. Maybe we can solve a problem, but it takes, let's say, centuries, right? So it's not a practical solution. Now let's look at the this course from different angle. Whatever you have done so far, I mean, you know some programming languages, you know how to program, you know something about the algorithm, you know something about the data structures. Whatever you have done so far, we can call them macro computing. Now in this course, we want to talk about micro computing. What do I mean when I say micro computing? I'm going to look for the atoms and molecules of computing. The smallest device, when I say device, I don't mean really a device that we can buy somewhere. We are talking about a mathematical model. So we are looking for a mathematical model, the smallest one, that can compute. Okay, so maybe you are asking what is the computation? Yeah, we will go, we will cover all of this concept later. But in brief, in summary, in this course, we are looking for the smallest devices or the smallest mathematical models that can compute. So that's why I am saying that we are looking for the atoms and molecules, and we call them micro computing. The other question is, what is the role of this course in your career? Okay. The thing that we will cover in this course is just a taste of theory of computation because it's a big topic. In this course, we will give you a very small taste of what it is and the role that this course has for computer scientists is the same role that, for example, Newton's law for mechanical engineers or the physicists. As an application developer, uh, in the interviews that I had many of them so far, either as an interviewee and also as an interviewer, in both of them nobody asked me any question about this course, and I didn't ask when I was in the committee of um, the hiring committee. I didn't ask any question about this course. So directly there won't be any questions from this course in the interviews. But if your job is somehow related to something about the compiler, for example, then yeah, there would be some questions from this course. Otherwise, yeah, you don't expect to see any question from this course. In this section, I'm gonna go a little bit in detail about the course. So what is the course objective? First, we will review some topics from the discrete mathematics that we will be using a lot in this course. Then I will define the formal languages. Formal language is a mathematical model for all of the languages in the world. We will talk about that later. After that, we will construct some simple machines that uh, understand those formal languages. So actually, we start from the very simple languages, then we make them more complex. Okay? And then after that, we will see that, when we make the languages a little bit more complicated, we will notice that those simple machines cannot understand complex languages. So that's why we need to enhance, the machines to be able to understand more complex one. And we will continue this over the semester until we reach the ultimate power that we have, which is actually the computer that we have right now. Okay, so mathematically, we try to find a model for the current computers we have. In fact, we will, witness the evolution of the machines and also evolutions of the languages. All right, and we will see that what the difference between the simple languages and the complex languages. Okay. Also, we will talk about the concept of computation. When we say we are computing, really what we are doing. That's an important question. And also we classify the languages based on their complexity. We will discover those problems that can be solved and what kind of problems cannot be solved. We will talk about the grammars, regular expressions, and more. So as you see, this course is contains lots of concepts and information. The prerequisite for this course is Math 42 and 46B, or data structure, and you would need a grade C minus or better for being able to take this course. I'm gonna check your background. I want to make sure that you guys have passed this too, even though you have enrolled, but honestly, I don't trust the software. Yeah, I mean, the software we have. Um, so that's why I'm gonna announce an assignment, and you need to submit that, the prerequisites in that assignment. Yeah, stay tuned for this. I will explain that later. What is the textbook for this course? It's an optional textbook. We don't have any specific textbook for this course. Actually, my lecture notes are enough. But just in case if you want to have a book for this course, this is a good book, An Introduction to Formal Languages and Automata. The fifth edition is enough. Currently, it's the seventh edition, but fifth edition is almost the same thing that we will cover here, and it's much cheaper. For the further reading, you can refer to my lecture notes. I mean, at the end of the lecture notes, I give you the references of the materials. But the very important point that you need to keep in your mind is that the criteria is my lecture note. If I ask you to, define something or explain something, you need to do that based on my lecture notes. So I spend lots of time to collect all of the definitions here in the lecture notes, and they are very consistent definitions. Um, so I would expect you guys give me the definition based on my lecture notes. And if you refer to somewhere else, then you need to convince me that that definition is correct. Okay? So it's not enough to tell me, hey, yeah, I learned this or I copied this definition from that website. No, it doesn't work in my class. Okay? My office hour this semester will be online Tuesday and Thursday between 6 and 7 p.m. and it will be online, and you need to get an appointment. Just send me an email or tell me in the class. That would work. But the best way to handle your question is opening discussion. If you don't have a private question, the best way will be opening a discussion. I will explain that later. Now let's talk about assessment. So assessment is a continuous process, in my opinion. It's not just a snapshot of something, just couple of exams. It's not that way. In my opinion, when you start your course, the assessments start. So I span the whole assessment over the semester. What do I mean? We have quizzes, we have official exams, we will have term project, we will have individual assignment. As you see, we have lots of tools to be able to assess you. Let me explain one by one what is the quizzes. So every week we will have a short quiz. Every quiz worth 3%. So overall, it would be 30%. There would be two midterms and one final. So the midterm one that we call it Quiz Plus is worth 10%. Midterm two Quiz Plus Plus 15%. And the final is 20%. The reason that I call them Quiz Plus because they look like the quizzes, just more questions. Okay, and the midterm two is the same thing, is a little bit bigger than the Quiz Plus, and it's worth 15%. All right. Uh, for all of the schedules, for all of them are pre-scheduled. You can refer to my green sheet at the page 5 of my green sheet for more details. What is term project? So we will have an individual based or team based term project. It depends on the question. I have not decided yet for this semester. It is worth 15% of your final grade. I will announce that in the middle of the semester because you would need some knowledge to understand the description of that. So I will announce that almost in the middle of the semester, and you will have almost 6 weeks to finish it. How about the individual assignments? We will have some individual assignment. They are worth the 10% of your final grade. So that's the ingredients of our assessment. Now let's look at them in a glance. So here what we talked. So term project, 15% assignment, which I mean the individual assignment, quizzes, midterm one, midterm two, and the final. Okay. And here is the grading scales. It's pretty much the same as whatever you have seen so far. So you need to get C minus to be able to pass this course. So this is the minimum score you would need. Now let's talk a little bit about my teaching style. So let's first start with the lectures. To use our time more wisely and more efficiently, I'm gonna record all of the lectures beforehand. So I will pre-record them and then I announce them as I explain later. And you guys need to watch it and to review it and take notes and bring all of your questions. And in the class time, we will very quickly review them and I will respond to your questions. And of course, if we had quizzes before, we will go over the quizzes to solve all of the problems. We will go over the assignments, and there are more things that we can do during the class time. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna handle this course in this semester. So this will be our plan until the further notice or unless otherwise we specify something else. So how about the assessments? All of the examinations will be covered from the beginning of the semester. I would like you guys to review the course again and again. That's why all of the quizzes and all of the exams will be from the beginning of the semester. And also, since all of the examinations are um, about the concepts. That's why all of the examinations are closed book, close all materials actually. You need to solve them by heart. Okay. Also, we won't have any makeup for the exams, and also we will be using the lockdown browser for all of the exams. And in for the online stuff, for example, the midterms and final will be online. In that case, you would need to use your camera. I will explain that later. Okay. So what is the late submission penalty? It would be 20%. I mean, you will lose 20% of the assignment's score if you submit it late. If it's just 1 minute, it doesn't matter. It's 1 minute or 24 hours. So all of them has the penalty of 20% and additional 20% for every 24 hours after that. And all of these stuff, just remember that it's just a practice. It doesn't mean that I am a mean person. All of these stuff are for practicing, right? We want to train the best software engineer or computer scientist. That's why we need to simulate whatever happens in the real world. So here we need to learn this stuff. All right. So what is the grading policy? Uh, at the end of the semester, if your final grade is not normal, then I might curve it. So I have never ever curved so far because you know the the grades was better than normal. So if I had curved it, then the students had lost some point. So just imagine that this is the normal curve, right? The normal curve if so what is this? So this is, let's say, around the B. So this is A, this is around A plus, right? And this is, let's say, F. So this is how we curve the scores. So if a curve like looks like something like this, then we push this and make it as normal. But in my classes, most of the terms, let's say almost all of them, it was something like this. So it was around A minus, the middle. So if I push this, then students lose grades. So that's why I'm saying that I had never curved the scores so far. But just in case, if it happened that it is not normal in the bad way, then I will probably curve it. And also, please note that your participation in the class activities uh, can affect your grade. When I say participation, I don't mean attendance, right? Participation, it means that you ask very good question, you answer the questions, you open the discussion, and this kind of thing. Very actively, you participate in all of the activities. Then they might, affect your um, final score. Okay. And the other thing that you need to know is that some professors drop the worst score or something like that. I don't have that kind of policy. Okay, so please don't ask me at the end of the semester. I don't have that kind of policy. I have lots of tools to assess you. So um, most likely you will get whatever you deserve at the end. What else? The workload. So I expect you guys at least spend 6 to 10 hours per week for this course. And it's not included the class meeting time. So 6 to 10 hours outside the class time. So please be hard worker. Hard worker always win the game. Yeah. So please be hard worker. Now let me give you some notes. The quizzes will be announced Thursday night or Friday early morning, and you will have one full day to submit it before the Friday 23:59. So all of the quizzes will happen during the Friday from the early morning until the midnight. And also, the other point that you need to know is that all assignments would be mandatory when I post them in Canvas. Sometimes in class I say something, but about the assignment or something, but unless I announce that via the Canvas, they are not mandatory. Okay, so you need to just check your canvas to see whether we have an assignment or not. And the important part is Canvas is a software, and we know that software is a buggy thing. Okay, so all software has bug. So for zillions of reasons, maybe Canvas does not send you a notification. That's your job. It's your responsibility to check whether you have any assignment or not. Okay, so it's not enough to tell me, hey, I didn't receive any notification from Canvas. Yeah, so what? That's your job to check it. Okay. Yeah, you need to probably check your settings as well, the Canvas settings for the notifications. The other thing is I will post all of the lecture notes, the PDF inside the Canvas files inside this folder. The green sheet is already there, files, green sheet. Okay, and please note that in the green sheet we have the syllabi of the course, all of the topics that I'm gonna cover. But please note that they are tentative um, because in some cases something happens that we cannot follow it. Now let's talk about in-person class protocol. Please be on time. Um, okay, because when the students is late, it's disruptive for instructor and also for other students. Attendance is recommended, highly recommended in my classes, but it is not mandatory. Okay, except for the exams. What is the protocol for the cell phones and the laptop? Yes, your cell phone should be in silent mode. You need to keep it in your pocket or backpack. It should not be used at all during the class meeting. I sometimes I would say, hey, if I see a cell phone on your desk, Yeah, that's mine. I can't keep it. Okay? Just keep in your mind. And for the laptops, yeah, you just, remain it closed. Or if you are using it for taking notes, it's fine, but anything else is forbidden in my class. Online class protocol, you need to mute your microphone. If you have any question, you can speak up or you can type your question in the chat room. And for the camera, yeah, you need to have a camera, but we don't use during the regular lectures. But for the official exams, yes, we will use them. You need to, uh, turn on your camera during the official exams. I mean, mid one, mid two, and the final. Okay, so um, in those cases, you need to get dressed very well, at least, business casual. Um, it should be somehow appropriate, yeah, because everybody can see you. Now let's talk a little bit about myself. So my name is Ahmad Yazdanka. Both of them actually is very hard to pronounce. You can call me Ahmad or Professor. In previous semesters, students invented some name for me, Yazi, for example, or Yaz, Mr. Y, or whatever it works for you. You can call me. Uh, I have a bachelor in electrical engineering and another bachelor in computer science, and I have a master degree in computer science. More than 15 years teaching experience. I was in business more than 25 years in business and industry. Here is the list of my job roles so far. Majority of my time I was application developer. Um, I was data scientist, actually recently, the software architect, database designer, IT manager. Yeah, I was, for a short period of time, I was a manager. I didn't like that. But anyway, currently I am a senior software developer in a company. My interests from the science, I love logic, math, computer science, and philosophy, but it doesn't mean I, I know all of them. I just like them. Yeah, just remember that. From the game point of view, um, I know backgammon a lot, Sudoku, anything that is, puzzle solving games. I love them. From the sports point of view, I was a good soccer player, used to be, let's say. I was a paraglider pilot, uh, let's say 20 years ago. It's a long time that I didn't fly. Yeah, so I know all of this stuff. I am telling these to show you that I was not that kind of geeky person that just bookworming and this kind of thing. Yeah, I was the outdoor uh, person as well. Um, my hobbies is making these lecture notes is one of my hobby. My job is another thing that I consider is my hobby, because yeah, sometimes students say, "What? Well, job is hobby?" Yeah, when you love whatever you are doing, then it would be your hobby actually. And I have two jobs. One is teaching, and one is uh, developing, and I really love both of them. So that's why I am saying that it is my hobby. And the other thing that you need to know that I really hate politics. Uh, how to communicate with me? So this is a very important thing. If you have a personal or private question, you can send me an email via the Canvas. Send an email via the Canvas if it is personal or private question. Otherwise, any other question, right? It should be via the Canvas. I mean, discussion in the Canvas. You need to open a discussion. If you have any question about the course, about the assignment, about the exams, quizzes, whatever, yeah, anything non-personal, non-private, you need to open a discussion. We need to have a very active discussion every semester, right? Yeah. So far we had, and now, uh, fortunately, we will have in this semester as well. And if someone open a discussion, and if you have an idea, if you know the answer, or you have an idea, yeah, just go ahead and respond to that discussion. Okay, don't wait for me. Actually, sometimes I wait a little bit and then, I respond. I give my idea, whatever it is. Okay. So how to communicate with me? This is a sample of the bad email that was written to me. Look at this email, that how lengthy and redundant it is. So the subject line was something, the course name. That is good thing actually, but the rest of that is, redundant. Instead of this, you would need to tell your section number. So CS, for example, 151, whatever it is, whatever course it is, and dash your section number. And this is a lengthy thing. You don't need to have such a, big or lengthy greetings. And let's just review this email. My name is blah blah. I am international student. I am computer science major here at. So you see, all of them are redundant because if you send email via the Canvas, your name is there, and we don't care about the whether it is an international student or not. Yeah. And of course you are computer science major, and I know that since you are sending the email via Canvas, I know that you are taking one of my courses, right? All of these so are redundant. Then I am currently in your, yeah, all of them are redundant too. I don't need to know all of these, just your section number is enough. And Canvas will send it. I mean, it will attach the course number and the section number. And you don't need to reveal your student ID at all. So all of them so far were redundant. Then, the reason of the email. My mother-in-law is going to visit us next Tuesday, February, blah, blah, and I have to pick her up from the airport. All of them are redundant. So I have to miss the quiz. This is the only information that is good. Because the reason of the writing the email is this. And I am wondering whether there is any way to make up. And this part is the request actually. So this is the information, this is the request. Okay, so as you see, how how much time he wasted to type this lengthy email, how much time I need to waste my life to read redundant and unnecessary things, and how much we wasted the internet bandwidth. You see? Okay, so instead of that, so I categorize this as a very bad email. So the subject line, as I said, your course number, actually, since you are sending via the Canvas, even you don't need this because Canvas will add all of this. Okay, so the topic will be missing next quiz. And very briefly, the greeting, even you can, eliminate this greeting as well. Um, I have to miss next quiz due to a family emergencies. So if I really care about what the kind of emergency it is, then I will ask you. All right. But the point is that we need to be very concise as a computer scientist, people. You need to be very precise and concise. Okay. Uh, the other point from this email is because in the green sheet I said, hey, we don't have any makeup for the exam. So I am telling you that the whole email was redundant. Okay. So bottom line is that I would expect you guys be very concise and very precise. Okay. Whatever I need to know about you guys, um, I will explain as some simple assignments. The assignment number 0, um, I would need to have a portrait of you guys in your Canvas profile. So a professional portrait, right? So if you like, for example, your cat or dog, putting a picture of both of you you in inside the canvas is not an appropriate thing. Okay, so some websites like LinkedIn, for example, or even the Canvas, uh, you guys need to be very professional people, right? So nowadays, the hiring managers look at the LinkedIn. And if you have a very, fun or, non-professional picture, it will affect the hiring manager's idea. Believe me. Okay. So in the canvas, we need to practice that. So I would need to have a portrait of yourself be uploaded in Canvas profile. So this is the assignment number 0 that will be officially announced via the Canvas. Here I just explained that, but uh, I will assign it in the Canvas later. Another assignment you need to uh, do is I already created a discussion. I called it classmate discussion, and I explained about myself. And you guys need to copy that structure that as a template and change the values about yourself and put a picture over there as I did in the canvas. And assignment number 1 would be proving that you have passed the prerequisites. Okay, so I will explain about this assignment later in detail. Now let's talk about the enrollment of the waiting list students. Uh, Usually I don't enroll more than 35 students in my class. And the reason is very obvious because for every extra student, I would need to grade 10 quizzes, 3 official exams, some individual assignments, the term project, and I need to respond to their questions. For every extra students, I need to do all of these activities. And why should I do that? While I know that it will affect, the quality of my teaching. So I need to, make some savings from the other 35 students and to put that time for these extra students. So that's why I don't do that. Okay. Um, if there the roster is not full, I mean if there is a room, some students drop the course or something like that, then I will give add code based on the priorities. What is the priority? So based on the university policy, here is the priorities for giving the ad code. The first priority is for the graduating seniors students, those who will be graduate this semester. Okay. The second priority will be international students with visa issue. That makes sense, right? If the international students needs to take some 12 units, and if they cannot do that, then they will lose their visa. So this is the second priority. Seniors and grad students is the third one. All other CS majors, all other majors, those students who are repeating the class, and the last one is the open university students. So based on these priorities, if we have um, students in the waiting list, then I will give that code. Okay. So that's what I have for today. See you guys in the next lecture.